Hello and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a message from your soulmate. There are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest choosing the pile that has a card that sparks a memory in you. So for example, if I were doing this pick a card reading, I would choose pile 4 because the image on the card reminds me of this really vivid memory I have from when I was 5 and I watched a squirrel climb into the hole on a tree. You can go ahead and pause now to select your pile. I will put the timestamps in the description down below. If you selected pile 1, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Knight of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the King of Swords, 8 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. On the back of the Lover's Oracle card you selected, it says friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. For your Romance Angels card, we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And finally, from the Hidden Thoughts Oracle, we have you speak to me through music. In this spread, I believe that you are this Knight of Cups energy. You could be a Pisces or have a prominent Pisces placement in your natal chart. What's coming through for this is that you are a very romantic person, a little bit of a hopeless romantic. You want, the flowers, the chocolate, the dates, the late night talks, things like that. And I'm getting that your soulmate could be someone that you already know, or it is someone that you have yet to meet. But either way, because you have this hopeless romantic energy, this Knight of Cups energy, when you decide that you have a crush on this person, you are going to want to offer that to them immediately. But look closely at this Knight of Cups card. The cup is upside down. The water or whatever is inside of it is leaking out. So there is hesitation on your part because in the middle we have the King of Swords, which I believe represents your soulmate. You feel like you're just a knight to their king. You feel like maybe you're not good enough for them or they're not noticing you. But look in between you two. In between the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords, we have this 2 of Cups. So what you want is this union where you can be together and really express all of this hopeless romantic energy. But again, you're not really sure how this person feels about you. And the soulmate in question with this King of Swords energy, this is an air sign, probably Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, somewhere in there. Your soulmate is someone who comes across as very smart and as a good communicator. You might feel a little bit intimidated by their intelligence or their wittiness, which might be one of the reasons why you feel like you are having a hard time approaching them. Or they could be older than you in age. The King of Swords is also someone who is not exceptionally forthcoming with their emotions. It's not that they're hiding or that they conceal them in like a lying kind of way. It's more like this person is very logical, and so they do not really talk about their feelings that much. And because of this, we have this 8 of Swords and the 10 of Swords behind your person, and these are your fears regarding your soulmate. This 8 of Swords, traditionally in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the 8 of Swords is depicted with a woman surrounded by the 8 swords, and she has her eyes covered by a bandana and her limbs loosely tied. And the implication is that she feels stuck or like she's been imprisoned, but she doesn't know if she just takes the blindfold off, she can free herself from these restraints in this prison because it's not really real, it's all mental. And so what I'm getting for this is, first of all, there's a fear that this person does not see you in the romantic way that you see them. And second of all, that they just don't notice you generally, or they kind of overlook you as a romantic option. And the Ten of Swords is echoing this for me. There's a feeling that if I come forward with my emotions, will that be the end of our relationship? Will there be nothing left? Will I feel completely defeated because I will have to hear this person verbalize that they don't see me that way? And I want to tell you that's not the case. This person is your soulmate, and that is reflected in the Lover's Oracle card that you chose that depicts this couple, and the taller person is cradling what looks to be the woman's head. So I'm also getting that even though you find them very intellectually impressive, they feel the same way towards you, and actually they are pretty protective of you. On the back of this Lover's Oracle card, it says, friendship, nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So I am getting that this is someone that either you are friends with first, or that you will become friends with before you start dating. It's a friends to lover situation. And that's part of the reason why you're hesitant to come forward, because this Ten of Swords, you're scared that if you kind of verbalize or flirt with them or kind of make it obvious that you are interested in them romantically, that this friendship will end. But for your romance angels, we have this card, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. If we look at the imagery on this card for free yourself, it shows a unicorn kind of in this really small enclosure. And this imagery goes hand in hand with the traditional imagery of the Eight of Swords for me. You, in this instance, are the unicorn. You are someone who is one of a kind and is special. You were made to meet this person and be with this person. You are their divine counterpart. But you feel like you don't know if you can overcome the hurdles. But you can really easily. That's the point of this card and the Eight of Swords. All of these limitations are just in your mind. This person really likes you. And with the Hidden Truth Oracle, they say you speak to me through music. So with the Knight of Cups, you could be someone who is very musical or just interested in music and the arts and things like that. This could be someone that you kind of develop your friendship with by talking about music. Maybe you have similar tastes. You make each other playlists. But this person, hears a song and they think about you. So here's what your soulmate has to say overall. I know when you meet me and we're just friends, you think that I don't want you because it's hard for me to talk about my emotions sometimes. You think that maybe I'm too smart or too wise or too mature to want to be in a relationship with you, and that if you make it obvious that you want to be with me, I will cut things off and we won't be friends anymore. But the truth is, I want to be with you. I think that you're a one-of-a-kind person, and I really admire the way that you view the world and the way that you speak to me, whether that's our late night talks or the playlist that you send me. All right, pile one, that is it for the message from your soulmate. Thank you for listening. Take care. If you chose pile 2, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Page of Swords, the King of Wands, 6 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. On the back of the Lover's Oracle card you chose, it says balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. For your Romance Angels card, we have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And finally, for your Hidden Truth Oracle, we have, I hope that you can forgive me one day. This Page of Swords represents your soulmate. This is air sign energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And if you notice, this is the Page of Swords, but on the other end of the spread, we have the Queen of Wands. This is you. So, Sometimes your soulmate can be a little immature. They have very strong ideals, and even when presented with evidence or kind of a realistic viewpoint that those things might not be feasible or they might not work out in the way that they want them to, they really stick to their guns. This is a person who, honestly, they love arguing, and they don't mean it in like a way to upset you. They just really enjoy the debate, and they enjoy kind of having that back and forth bickering. It's fun to them, but it's not something that everyone enjoys. So you're probably wondering, well, that doesn't sound like the person that I want for my soulmate. What gives? Why would I go for this person? Well, they kind of have two sides to them. So there's this Page of Swords, but then they're also this King of Wands. There's someone who is actually very good at implementing ideals when they work out. They can be very charming and charismatic and natural leaders, and they can be very attractive and exciting. They'll probably introduce you to a lot of fun stuff. Like, this is the kind of person who would take you on a date to a museum you've never been to, and then afterwards you would try a restaurant that you've never been to. So this King of Wands energy is what really reels you in, and you're kind of doing it in spite of this Page of Swords energy that is coming through. But look, the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, this is a perfect couple in the tarot. You two are perfectly matched when this person is in their King of Wands energy. And look at the two cards between the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. We have the Six of Swords, which is a card of victory. So together you could work on projects. It could be that you work together in some capacity, or just generally people kind of see you as couple goals. Like, you're very well suited for each other, and you're both probably pretty hot. Like, people are definitely jealous of you guys. And then this Four of Wands is a card of stability, and in the tarot, it's traditionally a card of weddings and celebrations. So you two will have a lot of fun together, and with 4 out of 5 Wands cards, there is so much passion between you two. I'm hearing that one of the things you will like to do is like celebrate each other's accomplishments. Like, if you got a promotion, your soulmate would be like, okay, let's go to this really nice like Japanese restaurant and get the food thrown into our mouths or whatever. So despite this sometimes immature energy, you guys will have so much fun together. And then for your Lover's Oracle card, the card that you chose from the pile, on the front, there is this couple and then a yin-yang symbol above them. So I'm also getting that you balance each other out. You are perfectly matched. You kind of perfectly fit into each other's lives and complement each other's personalities. The back of the card says, balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So this is that Page of Swords side from your soulmate coming through. They're saying, I know that I can be a handful sometimes, but I also think the challenge of me kind of interrogating you or making you really consider your ideals or reconsider your choices is something that will ultimately help you grow in the long run. For your Romance Angels card, we have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So what I'm getting is, when you first meet your soulmate, or if this is someone you already met, I can see either or for this, you will just not be sold on them because of this kind of flip-flop in their personality. You're not sure if you want to hit them or if you want to make out with them. which is fine. But, you will come to realize that you kind of like these things about them. You like that they're really steadfast and loyal to their ideas and their values, which is something that will come through in their relationship to you. They will be very loyal to you, and, they will kind of stick by the things that they have said are their priorities in the relationship, the things that they value. And then for the Hidden Truth Oracle, we have, I hope that you can forgive me one day. So, again, with the Page of Swords, sometimes they might antagonize you a little bit too much and you just find them annoying, or like, can you please shut up or get out of my face? But like I said, I think this is something that this person is willing to work on. They want to please you. They're not so childish or immature that they would just tell you that you have to deal with it. But, it is a learned behavior. It's a personality trait. So it's something that might not go completely away. So overall, your message from your soulmate is, I know when you meet me, you think that I can be annoying and immature and antagonistic sometimes. And then when I let you feel all of my charisma and charm, you feel a little blindsided. But the truth is, both of these parts of myself are true. And I love you for who you are. I think we're a perfect match and we balance each other out. Together, we can accomplish so much fun stuff. I want to marry you. I just hope that you can stick it out past the unsavory parts of my personality. Okay, that is it for pile 2 for your message from your soulmate. Thank you. I hope to see you again soon. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you feel inclined. Okay, bye-bye. If you selected pile 3, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 9 of Cups, the High Priestess, Judgment in reverse, the 2 of Wands, and the Devil. On the back of your Lover's Oracle card, it says, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Your Romance Angels card says, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And finally, your Hidden Truth Oracle says, I am becoming a better person. With this 9 of Cups at the beginning of your spread, you are someone that could have been single for a while up to meeting your soulmate. I'm hearing that you had to take the time to really consider what it is that you want in a partner and out of a relationship. You might have actually written a list of your ideal qualities in a partner. So then you are waiting for someone that you think fulfills these qualities, and you're not really willing to settle when you're at this point in your life. With the High Priestess next to this, you are a really good judge of character, so you can meet someone and kind of know immediately how compatible you are, or if you're going to get along, or if there's potential for love or friendship there. And when you meet your soulmate, you're going to realize that this person fits most of, if not all of, these qualities that you've kind of laid out for your ideal partner, and you will also feel intuitively that this is someone who is very significant in your life. But probably the reason why you have made this list and you've been single for a while is because in past relationships you might have had rose-colored glasses and kind of saw the best in someone's potential instead of what they were actually giving to you. And because of that, you are a little bit hardened against romance and love. You're a little bit jaded. So when you meet this soulmate, even though you have this gut feeling that they're good and they're kind of ticking off all these boxes, there is this part of you that is very suspicious of them. And that's why we have this judgment in reverse in the middle. You're kind of making unfair assumptions about the person that they are. You're like, this person is too good to be true. There's got to be something wrong with them. Or they have ulterior motives and they're pretending to be this better person in order to get with me and manipulate me and use me. And it's natural to have those kind of fears, especially if you've experienced a relationship like that in the past. But having that kind of intense paranoia is blocking you from really being able to fully appreciate this person that has come into your life. Next to the Judgment in reverse, we have the Two of Wands, which is a card of kind of planning and looking out into the future. But in a love reading, it kind of displays this sort of restlessness. There's a feeling that something is missing. There's also a feeling of kind of looking out for new opportunities or other people who might better fit what you think you need. Look at this card. The two wands are crossed in an X over the world. So I'm also feeling that you're not letting them inside. You're very hesitant to open yourself up to this person. You kind of have an arms crossed, begrudging approach to this relationship. And then finally, at the end of the spread, we have the Devil, which is a card of obsession or kind of attaching yourself to ideas or things that are no longer serving you. And it's this idea that this person is out to hurt you, that everyone is going to hurt you in some way that is no longer serving you. So even though this person is your soulmate and they're really amazing, you know, no one is perfect. This person is going to make you upset sometimes, probably not intentionally, but they are not going to be someone who is actively trying to hurt you or betray your trust. But for you, you're almost always looking out for them to slip up, so you have a reason to pull away and really be in this arms crossed Two of Wands energy. On the back of your Lover's Oracle card you chose, it says, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So it's, like I said, it's natural for you to feel these things. It's natural for you to want to protect yourself, especially if you've been hurt in romantic relationships in the past. But holding on to all of these fears is preventing you from really fully being able to enjoy this wonderful relationship that is going to come into your life or has come into your life. You have to let go of the things and the resentments that your exes did or previous people that you were just romantically involved or interested in general did. Because your soulmate is not that person. They have a completely unique set of experiences, a completely unique approach to love and life. And I know it's very difficult to let that guard down, but the more that you allow yourself to open up, the more you can really enjoy and grow in this relationship. For your Romance Angels card, we have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So again, this goes hand in hand with the Devil. These thoughts, kind of obsessive thoughts or obsessive searching for something wrong in the relationship, is holding you back from really being able to enjoy this person who treats you well and meets all of these criteria that probably people in the past could not meet. And finally, we have I am becoming a better person. So I'm hearing from your soulmate, even though you kind of unfairly judge them, you have them held at really high standards, and they're human, so they will mess up, or, they won't text you in like a few hours because they're busy, they'll forget or something, but they know that this upsets you. I think probably you verbalize this pretty well, and they're willing to make fair compromises. They're willing to do things that help you feel more assured in the relationship. They want to fix all of these fears that you have gotten from your previous relationships. So they're not a bad person. In fact, I would say they're a very good person and they're very well suited for you. They meet all of these criteria, like I said before, that you might have put in a list. But they're not perfect. But they're willing to learn. And that is one of the most important things to have in a relationship, is the willingness to grow and become a better partner. So overall, your soulmate wants to tell you, I am the person that you want me to be. And I know that you feel that when you meet me in your gut. I know you feel it in your heart. But sometimes your mind won't let you fully accept that because you've been hurt in the past. But I'm here to tell you that I will never intentionally hurt you. And when I upset you, I try to remedy that situation. I find ways to correct that behavior because growing in this relationship and being with you is very important to me. All right, pile 3, that is it for your reading for a message from your soulmate. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you feel inclined, and I hope to see you back at my channel soon. Thank you. If you selected pile 4, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Chariot, the 9 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. On the back of your Lover's Oracle card, it says, "Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires." Your Romance Angels card says, "Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive." And finally, your Hidden Truth Oracle says, "I am grateful for the spiritual lesson." Let's begin with the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of victory through self-determination. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Chariot is depicted with a Roman gladiator who presumably is in some kind of arena, probably about to fight a lion. Lions in the tarot represent our animalistic instincts and raw desires, and they are an animal that is feared because of their spontaneous viciousness. So the person in the Chariot, which is you in this card, and also the Roman gladiator in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, is the person who's able to overcome these challenges presented by either their own instincts or the instincts of another person by deciding how they will deal with it, what they will allow into their life, and how to move forward past obstacles. In this particular tarot deck that I'm using for the reading today, the Chariot depicts a woman riding by herself in a convertible car through the city. She has her head thrown back like she's really enjoying the wind in her hair, and she's having a lot of fun. So what I'm getting from this is that when you meet your soulmate, or when you come into union with your soulmate, you will be by yourself intentionally. Perhaps in the past, you've had relationships that were unsatisfying because you felt like the person was acting on instincts in a way that frightened you. For example, they could have been violent in your past relationships. They could have cheated on you, or just generally your past relationships were unpleasant and you had to deal with the personality traits of other people that were not conducive to a satisfying relationship. So then you will be at this point where you are learning to enjoy being by yourself. You feel like if I'm going to allow someone into my life, I will not put up with the same things that I put up with before. It's just not good for me. It doesn't make me happy. I'm much more fun being by myself and moving myself forward in my life in ways that I felt like I couldn't do in my past relationships or with past romantic prospects because I was being held back in some way. But next to this Chariot, we have the Nine of Swords, which is a card of anxiety and worry. So I'm getting, even though you are trying to enjoy being alone and you like being alone more than you like being in an unsatisfying or unhealthy relationship, there is a part of you that still longs for connection, and you're concerned that you might not have that available to you. There is also a sense of fear or paranoia here that if you were to let someone else in romantically, that you would be hurt in the same way. And that is what brings us to the center of your spread with this Two of Swords energy, which is a card of having to make a decision or being stuck between two sides. In this card, the person depicted on the card is holding up the two swords like a ramp agent at an airport would hold up those orange light sticks to like help guide a plane on the runway. So I'm getting from this that on the one hand, you have this anxiety where you feel the need to protect yourself. You do not want a repeat of the past, which is normal and understandable. You would much rather be alone than be stifled in the way that you were before. But then this other part of you also wants to be able to welcome this huge thing, this huge part of your life. You want it to feel like it's traveled to you, like it was meant to happen. And the good news is that the next card in your spread is the Six of Swords, which is a card of transitions. Again, in a classic Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Six of Swords depicts people on a boat going away from this kind of rough, choppy water to smoother sailing, a nice, flat body of water. So you are transitioning from this kind of emotional turbulence and fear into something more fulfilling and healthier and easier to navigate. And the reason why I brought up the lion imagery for the Chariot at the beginning of your spread was because in this particular deck, we have a lion on the Six of Swords. And the lion is faced towards the Queen of Swords, which I believe represents you. And I think that this is your soulmate. This is the person that, under other circumstances, because of your past experiences, you would be frightened of. You would be frightened by their ability to act impulsively or hurt you in a way that you didn't see coming. But if you look at this card, this lion is slowly approaching the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords towers over this lion. So your soulmate will approach you in a way that is respectful and let you know that despite their capacity to do harm, despite anyone's capacity to do harm, they have no intention of hurting you. They are approaching you respectfully because they admire you and they care about you. And you are this Queen of Swords at the end of the spread. The Queen of Swords, during a love reading, sometimes it can mean a woman or a feminine energy who is divorced or widowed. So it could be that you have been divorced or widowed. But generally, it is a person who does not feel the need to have a romantic relationship, which I think is echoed in this Chariot energy at the start of your spread. You've learned that you have everything you need to succeed on your own. You don't need a romantic relationship to make a beautiful life for yourself and have fun by yourself. But if the right person were to come along, which would be your soulmate, then they would have to be able to come to terms with that independence that you have and recognize that you are not willing to put up with deceit or lies. You're very honest, you're open in your communication, and you expect that from them too. And this person that is coming towards you, your soulmate, this lion, is aware of that and they respect that about you, and they still want to come towards you anyway. On your Lover's Oracle card, it says, "Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires." The first message that I'm receiving from this card is that you could meet your soulmate or come into union with your soulmate pretty soon. I'm getting it could be soon as within like 3 to 6 weeks-ish, because we have this Two of Swords and the Six of Swords, and timing-wise that would be 2 weeks to 6 weeks. And then we also have the Chariot, which is the card of Cancer. So the start of Cancer season is June 21st, which would be in about 3 weeks. So somewhere within 3 to 6 weeks is really what I'm getting for some of you, not all of you. Secondly, know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. This is what I was picking up from both the Chariot and the Nine of Swords in your spread. You want to be able to have your freedom and not have to settle, and you don't have to, but you're also concerned that you will never find someone to kind of fill that romantic spot in your life, or you don't know if it's even possible for you because you want to maintain independence and not succumb to pressures from other people to accept things that you don't want to accept. So your soulmate is going to be the person who approaches you in a respectful way and admires these things about you, these boundaries and ambitions that you have. Next, on your Romance Angels card, we have Love Yourself First. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And that is what is coming through with the Chariot and the Queen of Swords, which are both cards of powerful self-determination. This is about respecting yourself and saying, I'm not going to settle for anything less than what I deserve or anything that doesn't make me happy or satisfy me when it comes to a romantic relationship. And it's important for you to continue holding on to that mindset. And finally, from your Hidden Truth Oracle, we have, I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. And this is your soulmate saying to you that I wanted to be with you and I had to learn how to approach you and communicate with you clearly and respectfully. And I'm not saying that this person didn't already know how to communicate well or they were disrespectful previously, but you are definitely going to help them grow in this area and in their mindset towards relationships and conflict. So overall, your soulmate wants to say to you, I know that you have been unlucky in love. You've dealt with people that have hurt you emotionally and maybe even physically. But I also want you to know that those failed relationships or romantic prospects were lessons that you needed to learn. They helped you recognize what your boundaries are and what it is you will and will not tolerate in a relationship. They helped you recognize how wonderful you are and how much better you deserve. But because you're so wonderful, sometimes it can feel like no one will meet the expectations and treat you in the way that you want to be treated. Part of you wants to hide away from romance forever, and another part of you secretly hopes that someone will come crashing in. But I won't come crashing. I will come respectfully and with patience. I know that you're afraid. You're so amazing to me. You're larger than life. You're independent. You're smart. And you're resilient. I would be a fool to mess this up with stupid impulses or talking to you in a way that you don't deserve. I want you to know that I want to be the person that you deserve. And you teach me how to become that person throughout our relationship. I am always trying to grow to be the best person for you. I will see you soon. All right, Pile 4, that is it for your reading. Thank you for joining me today. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined. I will try to put out another video next week. Thank you. Take care.